Take a look in my game face. Ain't no stopping me. You know I'm coming in first place. Well, stop it till I get that ring. I'ma dominate all day. No matter who you bring, I will not lose. Yeah. I will not lose. I will not lose.
Yo, what up? It's your boy, JJ Stone, aka Black Gritty. Welcome to another episode of Gritty Nights. I think that I had my volume right. I think that my audio is right. I didn't check it. I was in here talking crazy. Oh, we're good to go. Oh, so hello, Philadelphia. Most of y'all from Philadelphia. There's a couple of y'all from Florida. I know there's a guy from San Francisco that checks in. But most of y'all are Philadelphia fans, Philadelphia area people. And just so you know, you're a scumbag and nobody likes you, okay? It is Gritty Nights. We are going. And I say that to say we've been in the national media a lot the last 2 weeks, and it's always funny when we are. When the Phillies run their streak, there's a lot of national talk, and it's just the same old thing. You know, we got the 55th or 50th anniversary of the Santa and the snowballs and the batteries, and all the stories keep coming up, and I'm like, okay, how long does it take to get over certain things? And at the same time, I say, I love people talking about me too. Even when you're talking bad about me, call me fat. Just make sure you're watching my stuff when you do it. Make sure you comment in my comment section when you do it. Don't text your friends offline. Say it to my internet face so that I can get the views and the clicks. That's how I appreciate it. But in Philadelphia, it's just a crazy time right now, the way people are talking about the fans, the city, the teams, the players, the coaches. We are all of America's team. And I just want everybody to know that and remember that as the show goes on, we talk about it. Jason, you funky Philadelphia loving punk.
Where were the positive vibes to start that? What was that? We should be all positive vibes.
Why are we positive vibes?
Pittsburgh's still waiting to get their offense back on the field.
The Phillies ain't doing nothing.
Who are the Phillies?
The Sixers are in a hole.
Who?
And the Flyers, the Flyers are pretty good.
I know who they are.
We shouldn't talk about that yet, though.
We're not there.
We're getting to the point we're going to have to, but I'm trying to just let them, you know what I mean?
Who are the Phillies?
Yeah, see, but you want positivity.
Yeah, I'm positive. Positive, I'm not going to watch the Phillies. Right?
Positive, we're not going to watch the Phillies. It's just, those things are sad. So obviously we're going to talk about the Eagles. The Eagles are super duper hyped and happy, but even that is coming with its own drama. And we like to believe the media, but the fans are causing the drama. And man, but I digress. Kate's in the house. Kate's always here. Shout out to Bills Mafia. Just so you know, Bills Mafia, you are not the best team in the NFL. The best team in the NFL is the Philadelphia Eagles, and I can say that today. I know the Kansas City Chiefs are 13-1. They've been blessed by the refs and Taylor Swift. So they don't count. I don't watch them. I don't believe in them. I don't care. And Kate's mom. We got more Buffalonians here.
Yeah.
The Mafia. Come on to the Mafia. Y'all are the second best team in the NFL. Bills Mafia, and that's fine. Being second is great. I personally would just top three. If I'm top three, that means I get a trophy, I get a medal, and that's good enough for me. But the Eagles, Jason, you said it. Oh, I just kicked you off.
That's cool. I'm here.
The Eagles,
I didn't go nowhere. I'm still here.
The Eagles, you said it. They are still playing offense right now against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Mike Tomlin, who is a great coach. If you told me I could have Mike Tomlin and swap him out for Nick Sirianni today, I would pack Nick Sirianni's bags myself and move him out to Pittsburgh. That being said, he made a couple mistakes. And one mistake was coming to Philadelphia. He had the worst game in his career as a head coach. 300 plus games. He has never been outgained the way he was this Sunday. That is impressive. That is meaningful. That man is a defensive savant, genius, and legend of trickery and getting his teams to do what they need to do. Jason, how are you feeling about Sunday's game against the Pittsburgh Steelers?
The Eagles bullied the Steelers, which is something that teams just don't do to Pittsburgh. We do talk about Tomlin is a defensive wizard, but they came in and they ran just cover one against the Eagles and tried to force Jalen to throw the ball, and Jalen responded after having a down week versus the Panthers. He didn't really do anything super special, but he definitely responded to the challenge.
So Naj in the comments said, let Nick cook. I'm going to let Nick cook. We're going to talk about Nick later. Just so you know, if you've never been here, that's the first time I've seen your comment. I don't like Nick Sirianni. I appreciate the fact that until today, this game, for like 8 weeks, I haven't even had to mention his name during games. So he has been doing a good job keeping my name out of his mouth, his name out of my mouth, however that works. But this game was Vic Fangio. I saw an image today that I should have saved, and it had first, second, up to third for Eagles defense. It listed all the stats, and then it had Nick Sirianni's face, and it literally made me sick to my stomach because I'm like, what are you doing? This man has nothing to do with the defense. Why is a Vic Fangio up there? Why isn't the Fangio tree up there? Like I said, we're gonna talk about Nick later. Don't get me going. I'm trying to focus on I'm trying to be with we just starting the show. We just started talking about the game, Naj.
Togetherness.
Yes. Let Nick cook. I'm about to fry him for no reason because we winning. But anyway, they held the ball for 9 days against Pittsburgh Steelers, and people want to praise the defense. Why are you going to praise the defense? They didn't work on Sunday. They play 15, 20 minutes, Jason. Yeah. They was out there 15, 20 minutes, and the offense was out there going to work.
It was like 11 plays in the second half.
That's insane.
2 drives.
That is insane. So in the beginning of the game, like you said, it was a physical game on both sides. The Steelers were coming out trying to, lay the heavy hand, but the Eagles came out and a 5-wide set. They were trying to sling it all over the place. But then when they tried to run it, the Steelers were not allowing them to run anywhere.
They definitely were not.
Saquon got dinged up because he kept running into a brick wall. That's what happens, I guess, when somebody actually does stop the run with Saquon. Because when he's been running with us lately, he doesn't get touched for 6 yards. Oh, he was getting touched. He was getting touched in the backfield. He's getting touched on the sideline. They were rocking and rolling all over Saquon in the beginning of that game to shut down the run. But thankfully, A.J. Brown said we had to work on passing and practice. So they came out slinging it, and A.J. was, how many catches was it? 11?
Yeah, I think so.
11 catches, a tutty, 100 yards. Javonte, 9 catches. I mean, we all know, well, not we all, that's a lie. We here criticize Jalen Hurts when he plays poorly. Mind you, Jalen Hurts criticizes himself when he plays poorly. But we here believe that we saw in the Super Bowl, and he can do those things. Why don't you do those things, Jason? Context. You've got the best running back in the league. Your wide receivers are in and out. They haven't had the 3 top receivers on the field, but 3 games this whole season. That's what Jason was saying. We're not on the same page. Even in practice, Smitty's not in practice for 2 weeks. AJ wasn't in practice for 2 weeks. Dallas isn't in practice for 2 weeks. So how can you get the congruity and the plays down and the timing and all the things you need to do to get it right? Now it's been 2 weeks in a row where you have your 2 best wide receivers there, and then he comes out and he plays a great game. Jason, do you think that's why? Why do you think Jalen Hurts came out there and remembered how to throw a ball with a broken hand, by the way?
I think he was doing what the defense was giving them. Teams have been taking away the deep ball against the Eagles because you don't want to give up the explosive plays. So they keep their safeties back. And when they do that, the Eagles give the ball to Saquon, or they run their little counter option plays for Hurts to run the ball up the middle. Now the Steelers came up. They brought a safety up to stop the run. The numbers go the other way, and then you throw the ball. It really makes football pretty simple when you can do it that way, and you have a team that can execute both.
That's the biggest thing. The team can execute both. Now, last week I was upset because Jalen wasn't hitting wide open plays, and that's when I was just pushing back on the people saying Kellen Moore needs to dial up more plays for AJ. I mean, the plays were dialed up. They just weren't executed. And as much as we hate hearing the team say we didn't execute, it's been like 3 months where I haven't heard about execution. Even in the first beginning opening drives, I haven't heard about execution because it's usually what they used to nail on. Now they're just like, oh, well, it is what it is. Whatever. But execution was had on Sunday. They scored in the first quarter 2 times.
Yeah,
Jason.
twice. It was confusing.
They got a field goal. Oh, let me dip off. How's Jake Elliott look right now?
I mean, he made all of them except for the one that didn't count. So.
Exactly.
So it's better,
much better.
Yeah,
much better. I feel much better about the way that he looked in that game, and so I'm happy with that performance from Jake. And I don't really have much to complain about as far as the game is concerned.
No, we got to see a couple guys kind of shine a little bit that we haven't been used to seeing. Nolan Smith jumping over a guy. It ended up being a bad play that he jumped over Jalen Warren, but it still, he had one of his better games. He was super impactful against the run and was really killing that edge against Russ. And then Kenny Gainwell on offense was just a playmaker as Saquon was over on the bench dinged up. Gainwell did everything that people pretend he can't do.
So I talked to a friend who was like, I got to apologize about Gainwell. I'm like, yes, you do. Because saying you want Saquon to touch the ball 30 to 40 times a game is insane. He needs breathers. He needs a break. He taps himself out most of the time.
Yeah.
It's not like they're just sticking Gainwell in there for fun. But I also believe that this is the best version of Gainwell I've ever seen. And that has to come from practicing working alongside someone like Saquon. When he hit that spin move in the flat, I said, who taught this dude how to use the X button? Where did he, have you ever seen him do a spin move?
No, never.
I've never seen him do a spin move. Okay, so that's not just me. He usually is a downhill runner. Like, he will run through you, but he will not go around you. And when he hit that spin move, I was like, oh my God, he looks so clean. I almost forgot who it was out there. I would like to have seen a little Shipley, but it is what it is. But just a great game. It was a good game by the Eagles. They went out there and they shut everybody up, and they didn't shut everybody up because what happened, Jason? I mean, we're going to talk more about the game, but what happened?
What happened with which situation?
Why is everybody talking about about the game after the game?
Oh, people want to make a big deal about the little video of the coaches arguing with each other on the sidelines.
So you've been a coach before, kids, right?
Yes.
And you have assistant coaches.
You do.
And
I've been an assistant coach. I've had assistant coaches.
So are there times where you, as an assistant coach versus a head coach, have a better relationship with a player?
Yes,
than the head coach does?
Sometimes you're the good cop also in that situation. You're the one that's got to throw your arm around the guys, the assistant coach, and talk to him and try and calm a guy down, even though the coach is ready to get into it with him. That's just normal competitive coaching.
Yeah. And I mean, I could be the kind of guy who wants to laugh at Nick Sirianni and say, ha ha, Nick, you let this dude bully you and you the head coach. But I do realize that is the situation. He was literally saying, hey, you're a hothead, Nick. He's a hothead too. I already talked to him. I don't need you going back over there and riling him up. He knows. And at the same time, personally, I don't mind it. I used to hate when Ndamukong Suh used to do the stuff he did, but I get it.
Right.
I so much so know that I don't care about that play. One, because he's smart enough to do it when you're up 14. If you're down 3 or within a touchdown late in the game and he does that, okay. But we're up 2 touchdowns. I really don't care. You know why I don't care? Because I remember when the 49ers came in here, wore their black Air Force Ones, and literally punked the Eagles all game long, even in pregame, and no one did anything. So I'd much rather have this dog off the chain saying, look, he's been hitting me all game. You know what? Mollywop, bye-bye. Then a dude is just going to take it and sit down and be a punk about it. So I personally don't care. I know you can't have it. I know he can't do it. Until he does it and it costs me a game, until he does it and it costs me close to a game, then I got a problem. Because Nick Sirianni is the last person to talk to anyone about controlling their emotions. He couldn't even control his emotions when he was going to talk to him about controlling his emotions.
I wasn't even mad that he was pissed off going over to talk to him.
No.
Because as the head coach, he's got to set that for that one time. Like, yo, that is completely unacceptable.
Yeah. So it's all for me. That was all good. Yeah. It's all good by Carter. It's all good by the line coach. It's all good by Nick. I mean, everybody did their part. And Big Don was just like, hey.
Yeah.
Hey, this line coach over here, he big as me, and Carter bigger than me, ball. Like, come on, there's only so much I can do for you, Nicky. Like, I mean, like, I'm security, but we gotta stay secure out here. That was a lot of beef out there.
Also, like you said, Pittsburgh was trying to start a fight early in that game. They were trying to come in and set the tone and be physical. When that tight end blocked Slay all the way out of the end zone, held him, by the way. He didn't block him. He held him all the way out of the end zone.
He didn't hold him.
Yes, he did. He had him outside his shoulder pads.
He didn't hold him.
100%.
He gave him a police escort to the parking lot. Oh my God. He ran him down the street. I was like, wow, that was insane. And again, I said it last week and I say it again. Big play Slay. I've been calling you mid-play Slay for a long time.
He's balling.
But you're out there not taking no stuff. You threw pause on him. That was a BS call. You saw Thomas say, "Get the F out my face" to the ref because it should have been null call. But the fact that you held him and you wouldn't let him go, like, bro, you don't want him to swing on you, let him go. You've got him up against the wall. You're 10 feet out of the end zone. Like, let him go.
Yeah.
And Mitchell always
Q was ready.
Up. Yep, Q was in there. He was scrapping. And so I will say this too. Like, again, I like that fight in my team. I like the fact that they're not backing down. And Slay, you getting picked on because ain't nobody touching Quinyon.
Right.
They scared to death of Quinyon. So everybody's going after Slay. And when Slay goes out, I don't even know if Rodgers is that bad.
No, he's fine. Yeah.
I think Rodgers is okay. It's just like, Slay's out. We're not going to Mitchell. And they just go at it. So it looks bad for Rodgers. But I think that Rodgers has been more than serviceable. When I go back and I look at the tape, I'm like, man, that's not on him. They're just going at you because they won't go at Mitchell. Mitchell's getting all the respect. They're watching the tape and they fear that man. Like I said, when half the field's gone, that's the problem.
That's why the defense works so good. Did you see the other funny Jalen Carter play during that game?
Which one?
So Amarius Mims is the rookie right tackle from Pittsburgh that is also a Georgia Bulldog.
Yes.
And he got knocked to the ground, and Jordan Davis was trying to lend him a hand to help him up since they all know each other. And as he was reaching for him, Jalen Carter just smacked his big hand out of the way. Like, there's none of that today. Like, we're not boys. You don't know him today.
Yeah. We are not. Nope. Off field. I mean,
we'll go hang out. We'll have drinks. It's the whole deal.
I think they did a jersey swap afterwards or whatever. But
during
the game, he can get himself up. He can get a steal over there. I like I said, go ahead and be that dog, Carter. Row. Yep. Go out there, bite somebody. I mean, they came on my property. They came up into Philadelphia. Ain't no fair ones out here. So I love it. I like it. I want some more of it. And core values. Oh God. So I let's do this. Let's talk about Nick, and then we'll move into the Lions, and then we're going to talk about the Bills and then Minnesota, and then we'll talk about like other Philadelphia stuff. So Nick, like I said, I haven't had to mention his name for almost a month and a half, 2 months, and that is great coaching by Nick Sirianni. If I don't have to mention your name, that means you're taking the points. You've done less dumb stuff. The offense is dialing up things where they're not in so many fourth down situations, and the tush push is logical, and going forward has been logical, and it hasn't been an issue. I don't really have a problem with Nick other than Nick's getting so much glorified credit. The 10-game winning streak, only a certain amount of coaches have done it, and he's done it 3 times. They've done it 3 times. You know what? All those other coaches got Super Bowls.
Let's hope.
All those other coaches are specialty coaches. When you look at that, that's like Dick Butker, like Andy Reid. Like, you look at the people, they're like, oh, that's an offensive guy. Oh, that's a defensive guy. Like, not one of them on there is a college wide receiver coach. What? Oh, had the offense for 3 days and gave it up. What?
This was Nick's best week he's had in a long while. After, he's had bad weeks, and we definitely got him. This was his best week he's had.
I'm not saying he had a bad week.
I know what you're talking about. I'm just saying.
Like I said, I don't even want to talk about Nick.
We don't. I
don't want to talk about. No, the comments is in there. They're here bringing up Nick quotes and philosophies, Socrates philosophies, hypotheses. So they want to talk about. Y'all want to talk about Nick? No, you don't talk about Nick with me.
Yeah.
You want to talk about Fangio? Oh, Fangio!
Man, but we wrong about that guy. I've said this already like 3 times on different weeks. But early in the season, it looked like that defense was cooked. He was just letting it simmer a little bit, and then just letting it marinate and develop.
So again, when you're in a new situation, you got to find out who's who, who's doing what, and he was doing that, and then Vic's done a fantastic job, and Russell Wilson, who we usually don't beat, doesn't beat Vic Fangio's defenses.
By the way, what the hell is Pittsburgh's offense? They stink. Like, what? Without Pickens, like, they don't have anything. So I know that matters.
So to be fair, we lost to Kirk Cousins because we didn't have A.J. Brown.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not going to sit here. I don't even really want to talk about the Steelers. The Steelers are 10-4. They don't won a lot of games. They beat up on Lamar. They beat up on the people we beat up on, but they beat up on Lamar. They've done a lot of good things, and they didn't have their number one receiver. Their number one pit bull. That guy's a bully too.
I wanted to see him against Quinyon.
Oh, I wanted to see it with all my heart. With all my heart, I wanted to see it. So I really can't say what their offense is because the last 3 weeks they've been putting up points. And so when your number one guy goes down, I'm not going to sit here and act like, oh, they suck. Because, like I said, we lost 2 games without A.J. Brown, and I can't really make no excuses for it.
All I know is, I know obviously it's not true. I feel like I could beat Najee Harris in a race at this point. He is slow. Like, right?
He is slow.
He would definitely beat me in a race, though. I know. I'm not dumb, but
he would smoke you. Smoke you.
You know.
So yeah. So that what was I saying? Nick Campbell. We're talking about Campbell. So everybody's on Campbell because he kicked an onside kick because he couldn't stop the Bills and he wanted to go for it. I love Campbell. Again, I swapped Campbell out for Nick Sirianni. I feel like they're very similar, but Campbell is crazy, but he's more consistent and concise in his messaging. I believe in my guys. I go for my guys, all that kind of stuff. But he has continued to be reckless where Nick got tampered down. Nick yelled at the fans and they told him, yo, you got to reel it in, and he's reeled everything back in. There's no reeling in Dan Campbell, but at the same time, when I rewatched the game, there was nothing they were going to do. They were dropping like flies. They had injuries all over the place. They can't stop the nosebleed. So I get trying to go for it. I mean, I know it's not going to work, but at that point, you might as well just keep going for it on every 4th down and not give them the ball back if you're going to do that. So
I was confused why they didn't onside kick it when it got to the same score again after Buffalo scored and then Detroit went down and they got back to the 10 points again and he didn't onside kick it. Then, like, if you're going to do it, do it.
That's why my problem that I've had with Nick. When you do something bold, you might as well stick to it.
Right.
But at the same time, again,
also first time I've ever hated the new kick rule that you have to tell people you're onside kick and that you can't hit them with the let's line up normal and hit that surprise kick and try and do it.
The new kick rule, the new kick layout, everything about it is absolute garbage.
Yes, it hasn't been great.
Everything about it is absolute garbage. It's going to produce more returns. No, it's not. No. It's just absolutely ridiculous.
It's a little bit safer, I suppose.
It is
because you're not running as far and fast. But
secondly, just the Lions they've got like 21 guys injured.
They lost 3 more guys on Sunday.
Yes, and
starters too. Like their best D tackle went out. They're arguably their best running back, but I would say Gibbs is probably a little better. But
someone tried to compare it to the Eagles Super Bowl run year.
We lost like 4 people.
We lost 4 people.
They were big key players, of course, and because the quarterback and the left tackle and all that. But no, Detroit's gotten ravaged.
Yeah, and I mean we picked up Sue and we picked up Joseph. Like it's not the same. I'm not going to even try to conflate that. I know that's my team, but I'm not trying to conflate that. I'm not trying to say that it is the same situation.
I think they're a 1 seed trending down.
They're a 1 seed trending down, but not to the NFC. They'd have a problem with the top 3 teams, which I believe is Minnesota, us, and maybe the Packers. But they got if they keep the first round bye, they can outscore anybody. Jared Goff is playing lights out. Jared Goff is throwing to again. You're talking about you being slow. He put you out there. You're gonna get reps, bro. You're gonna. I mean, if you put your hands up, he's gonna get you the ball. So I mean,
that throw he made to St. Brown on that long touchdown was one of the most ridiculous throws I've ever seen over the middle.
Yeah, absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. So the Lions are just God, and they still got 3 games left.
Yeah,
I don't know if they're gonna make it. I don't know if they're gonna be a roster team. To be honest, but that's what happens when you almost get to a Super Bowl, or when you get to Super Bowl. You look at the 49ers. Mm-hmm. You looked at us last year. Like you have a lot of attrition because you're playing deeper into the season. You've got all the media availability. You're doing all the things, and they're falling apart. And Dan Campbell said something that was so poignant last year when they lost in a championship game. We may never get here again. He said that to his team.
He knows it's hard.
And I was like, God, that's rough to say, but that's real shit. So, the Lions look like they might be cooked. And so
I agree with this.
What?
I think it's possible it has something to do with the way Campbell does run his camps too, that they go hard the whole time. That's a lot of wear on the body. As to where the Eagles run more of what, people consider a softer camp. And if you look at it, the results, kind of play it out.
The Don and Jay, I don't want to be a bitch about this because he's been running that like that the last 3 years, and last year didn't have any injuries. Sometimes you just get hit by the injury bug.
True.
Sometimes you just get hit by the injury bug. I'm not going to sit here and say because they didn't play. Okay, because
they got hit with it hard. That's true.
They got hit with it hard, but last year they were healthy as anybody. Going all through the season, war of attrition. Sometimes you have bad luck out there on the field.
Yep.
So
the year from hell.
I don't want to do that. Not with this, because I'm old and I like playing in preseason games. I like being ready to go. So I have to watch trash football for the first month now. Like it's a preseason. They might as well just get rid of the entire preseason if that's how they're going to give me football to open the season every year. Then there's the Minnesota Vikings. They need home field advantage like nobody else does. Have you watched any of their games?
Yeah, they've been on a lot lately recently, and you watch them and they never impress you, but they never lose.
So their defensive coordinator, Flores, is a wizard because it doesn't look like they're doing anything and they don't have a lot of big names, but anywhere you send the ball, there are 3 Vikings there waiting for you.
Yeah, they moved that guy Martellus around all over, the safety / linebacker from Michigan. That kid's everywhere.
It is extremely impressive how they handle things on the defensive end. And then you have Justin Jefferson. And again, Sam Darnold looks great. Justin Jefferson is just all world. And if you throw the ball, he's getting it.
I couldn't believe he dropped that one this week. He couldn't believe it either. He was going to score is what happened. He knew he had that touchdown.
Yes.
And he just moved before the ball was, completely caught.
Yeah, but he is just phenomenal.
Yeah.
Like I would think that he had magnets in his glove. I would think that he's cheating. He is literally on video game mode, so much so that he's making Sam Darnold be a guy that we're all questioning, like, man, fifth stop the charm. Like
they at least have to franchise him. I would re-sign him if I was them.
Oh,
but at the very least, they have to franchise him to see another year of it.
So, man, I wouldn't franchise him.
That might be the smarter move, though, if you think about it, because it gives you another year to evaluate it.
Yeah.
And if he proves it again, then you can just sign him like, oh, yeah, you're definitely the guy.
I feel like franchise him is too much money that he deserves. He doesn't deserve that much money.
Yeah.
I really like if you franchise him, the quarterback position is so high now, you're going to give him like $35 million.
Oh, it's probably more than that, right? At this point.
Yeah. I don't know what it is, but it's too much. So I'm like, yo, here's what it is. I'm going to give you a 2-year contract for $25 million a year. Take this $50 million, stay here. And if something happens, we'll renegotiate. Like that's more money than that's more money he deserves and he needs. So I don't feel like he should get franchise tag because I don't think he deserves all that money.
Yeah, I might give him the Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield got 3 years, $100 million. That gets him in that $30 million range, somewhere in there. That's with guys getting 50 and 60 million soon, like they're talking about.
That's a reasonable deal.
Million, I'm like, hey, that works for everybody.
Yeah, that's a good deal. Right. That's a good deal.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, I'll take that. That's also the Kirk Cousins deal. He got that $100 million. So that's what I do. Not because I don't know. Franchise tag him seems like too much. That's a lot of wasted resource.
I was just thinking about not wasting extra money different years, but
yeah. Well, so here's the thing. I like Nando Knight. You think he'll get a 3-4 year deal somewhere? He's in a position where he's been around the league. I don't want to go get a deal and play for this team and get racked up and hurt. I don't want to play for this team that ain't got no Justin Jefferson. I don't want to play for this team where the coach doesn't recognize how to use me.
Unless I'm getting paid right.
Yeah, even if he's getting paid right, because all that's going to happen is it's not guaranteed money, and they're going to cut you and take your money. At least here, you're like, look, they've got a young guy. If I take a friendly team deal here, I get to stay here on a good offense with a good defense with a guy who obviously seems injury prone already. And if I don't start, I'll still have a job. I don't know. So at a certain point in your life, the money isn't everything.
If I'm Darnold's agent, I'm at least calling Miami, though. At least giving it a look, right? With the weapons they have there. Okay. I'd rather stay in Minnesota if I was him because everything works. Like that's where you finally found a place that works. But
if I'm going away,
yeah,
it's got to be a $200 million deal. It's got to be something where it's double or almost triple. And at that point, what are you paying this guy that money for? Because he had one good. Ooh, not my circus, not my problem.
Yeah.
So But again, I was saying that they need home field advantage more than the Lions do, more than we do, more than the Packers do. They're a dome team, and the way their defense is playing, they play so much better at home. They can get got on the road without all that skull. They're using a big 12-man thing right now, where they've got a lot of energy and juice going with them at home. So then we look at the Packers. Packers be winning in December. Jared Goff is like, what, he's got 20-something touchdowns, like 2 interceptions like lately.
You mean Jordan Love?
Jordan Love, yeah. And I'm like, I don't know if he's good.
That's funny, isn't it?
He keeps coming on late, and he has these runs, and you're like, but I also watched you throw like 9 interceptions in a row, dude. Like, you throw off your back foot all the time. You got that stupid Brett Favre, Aaron Rodgers, dumb stuff. That is the one negative thing about learning under a mentor.
Yeah.
Brett Favre used to be the gunslinger, got away with it. Aaron Rodgers took it from him, and now Love took it from Rodgers. And that's bad business. It's not good football. It's not fundamental.
It's only good when it works, right?
Yeah.
Like then everyone, when it works, you're like, oh, look how good I am.
Yeah, so they've got a good running back. They've got a ton of young wide receivers. I just don't believe in them.
Yeah.
I don't believe in them, but what do they got? 9 wins? About to have 10 wins?
I think they have 10 now.
10 wins?
They're a distant third in the NFC North.
Yeah.
Which is crazy, right?
Yeah. It's that's why all the other divisions, they have to win out to get in.
Yeah.
The Commandos are gonna have to, well, they ain't gonna win out, so it doesn't matter. But yeah, are you worried about the Packers at all if we had to play the Packers?
No, because they would have to come here. I wouldn't want to go to Green Bay and play them, but there's no chance we would have to go there and play them. We beat them, I wouldn't say easily week 1, but we were a different team than them. I think we're much better than the Packers at this point.
Yeah, I believe so too. So now looking around the league, we do not discuss the Chiefs on this show. So they're irrelevant and they don't matter.
That's the correct answer.
We've beaten the entire, you know what? I just thought about this. If you were on Hard Knocks this year, you got thumbed by the Eagles.
Yeah, you did.
Don't go on Hard Knocks and then play the Birds, because it's just not going to work out for you. We beat the whole AFC North, and the Buffalo Bills are, again, I say, the second best team in the league. And unfortunately for them, they're super fraudulent. And I only say they're fraudulent because of that other team that we don't speak of. Until he beats that team in the postseason, it doesn't matter to me what he does, especially in the way that he's doing it. People throw around, it's my favorite superhero. People throw around Superman all the time. He is playing like rookie Lamar Jackson right now. And it's funny because people are like, oh, I can't believe he's doing all the things he's doing. I'm like, remember when Jackson got that MVP and he was just running everywhere, throwing the ball, slinging it, jumping over people? Now, Allen runs through more people than around him, but the athleticism, the force of will with not no name, because Amari Cooper's there, but Cooper ain't popping out for like the 200-yard game or something crazy.
No, Shakir's their best receiver.
Yeah,
right
Shakir's
now.
the best receiver. So it's like he's spreading the ball around. The running back gets it sometimes. Sometimes he's out running the running back, and it's like, that is so much pressure for one man to have, for one man to carry. And their defense is garbage.
That's the bigger issue. Having a defensive coach like Sean McDermott too, and to constantly let up 40 points, it's crazy. Like
40 points, 500 yards here, 500 yards there. So you literally have to outscore the other team to win. And
now they were missing a bunch of starting safeties this week, and I think they were against LA also. Like their secondary is banged up big time right now, because I know Rasul Douglas wasn't playing.
Yeah,
and all that matters, right?
You know why it doesn't matter? Because it doesn't matter for the Lions. So
no, I mean it does, but
it doesn't though, because the Lions are still generally winning. So people kind of gloss over. They say, oh, well, it was the Lions, but it's still like, they're number one,
right,
in the conference. So you don't feel bad for them. You look at the Bills, and no one even I watch every single show. They talk about Josh Allen for 40 minutes, And we've said more about the defense in 30 seconds than anybody's talking about the defense. I didn't know who was out. I don't know how long they're out because they never bring up the defense. With the Lions, like, oh, this guy's out, that guy's out, this guy's out. Like they list it. Right. All we talk about is Josh, and I get it. He looks amazing. You take out one person, and what are the Buffalo Bills? Right. You stop one person, what are the Buffalo Bills? And you say to me, oh, who's going to stop that? The Steelers? Maybe the Ravens? And I know for a fact the Chiefs, because the refs on side. They got 13 men on the field, 14, 15 men on the field. So when it's just him and there's no defense, they all those people you said are out, they better be getting them back. Mm-hmm. They better be getting them back because I feel like he'll go out there and throw up 7 touchdowns and lose by 2, which is the thing that kills me when people compare him to Jalen Hurts. It doesn't look the same, but I'll take the W. And I know it doesn't look the same. And I'm not playing fantasy football. I haven't for years, so I don't care. The Broncos, let's talk about the Broncos. Don, we don't mention Broncos around here. This ain't Bronco country. Don, don't nobody give a fuck about the Broncos. What about the Broncos? What about them? So, see this?
They can stop them, but they cannot.
They cannot. So, they got a quarterback that I saw put up 60 yards and win a football game. Yeah. Everybody was talking about Jalen Hurts putting up 80 yards. That was net. He put up 111 yards, okay? This dude literally had a 60-yard game, and they won a football game. Broncos ain't doing nothing to nobody, nowhere, no how. I don't give a damn about the Broncos. Even though did you see that flea flicker pass back?
That play was so terribly designed, right? They were trying to run, it was basically a screen pass back to Richardson, but it was so telegraphed. And the receiver, did you see him after the game?
I did it down at Coach City. I drew
exactly
it up,
like they said.
And I do it a million times again. He wasn't supposed to be there.
Like, you don't throw it. Like,
well, I mean, to be fair, when you watch it, he wasn't there. There were 2 linemen there that just let him walk out of the mist and just take that ball and go. That was absolutely crazy. And
that's one of those plays. If that would have worked, you'd have like, that was so cool.
Oh my God.
Like, man, that was how they got Richardson the ball back like that.
Hey. Sometimes you play Madden a little too much. Sometimes you play Madden a little too much. So I don't know what Kate was saying when I was talking about Bills Mafia, but I really need America needs for them to beat the Chiefs in the postseason.
Yes.
If you beat the Chiefs in the postseason and you lose the Super Bowl, you still won the Super Bowl. I mean, you get elevated to the Josh Burrow level of, hey, at least I beat Patty Mahomes in the postseason. And the biggest thing is that you got to go to Arrowhead to do it because got to get Taylor up in that suite, get her on camera because the Eras tour is over. It all just makes me sick. So
now we got that fake ankle injury to deal with too, the yearly one. Like
I got like 1,000 likes on that comment. People like, what kind of sick person says that it's a fake? How do you fake an injury? I'm like, he does it every year.
Right.
He does it every year, and he comes out and he plays on, and it's a whole, his ankle's messed up, but he's still playing on thing. I don't care. I don't need any.
He looked like he was not going to finish the Super Bowl.
Yeah. I don't need any fake lore from him. I don't need any histrionics.
The flu game.
I don't care. So let's switch gears real quick.
It's a mood killer. I know where
you were mad about Stephen A. Smith talking about Joel Embiid.
Oh, I wasn't mad. I just talk about Philly with weird stuff.
Yeah, but is it weird?
Yeah, that one was disrespectful.
So Stephen A. Smith said that Joel Embiid is like Ben Simmons. I'm sorry for audio listeners that I paused like that. I apologize.
It's hard to say that name, isn't it? Like I say number 25 now.
It's hard to conflate the two. But at the point, I don't even want to go against Embiid slander anymore. Why did he take the extension? I know why you take the money, but the one thing that Stephen A. Smith said is like he doesn't even look happy when he is playing, which is absolutely true. And the fact that I cheered for this man and was happy for him to play in the Olympics, and I watched him like a giddy little girl on the bench when he didn't even get to play. He was clapping it up. and whooping it up. And he was so happy because he got to play with Wardell and LeBron James, and that championship legacy is going to blend off on me. No, it didn't. To have you sitting here not going on the bench for your own team, for your own city, for your own people, and when you play in the game, you don't even look a tenth as happy. Now, tell me I'm wrong about that.
No, he looks absolutely miserable out there.
And so if you're miserable because you're in pain, then don't play, bro. But I feel like it's more than that. I feel like it's like, as much as I've done for this city, everybody's down on me. I'm doing the best I can. I got hit in the face. And again,
I know a little Arnold there.
Yeah, I can't. I'm so apathetic about it. It's going to turn into Arnold. I want to be so disrespectful. It's just about to be Arnold as my new Embiid. I want to get to the chopper. I just want to fly away because Philadelphia is so crazy to me. The way these people treat me. They act as if I did not get hit in the face. You saw me get in the face. I almost had the triple double, but nobody cares. I came back and with 30 points. But that's actually going to work for me. That's actually pretty good. That's my new Joel Embiid.
It's not close to Joel, but it works.
Oh yeah, that's plays. Definitely Arnold Embiid. I appreciate that. I like it. I like the way it feels. Embiid a nigga.
No, I can't say that.
You
I don't think I
can't
can
say
that.
it.
Yeah, I don't know.
You definitely can't.
Yeah, that was
say
too
it.
close.
You cannot say it. It's not for you to say.
People were like, "What did you say?"
Nothing. You do not say. You do not understand Embiid a nigga. You do not have the clearance to say this. I'll be back.
Yeah. I have to explain the whole joke now to somebody. Like
G45 classified and be the nigga. So yeah, so he's a thief. But Joel, he should have took that money. You took that money. Now you're stuck here. We can't trade you. You can't go anywhere, and you're not happy. And I'll tell you what, you're never going to be happy here because you're not going to get love anymore.
Nope.
And
that's over.
And I know people want to don't say his son's name. We don't do that. We don't do that. Take that comment off my screen. Don't get me in trouble. You know what I mean? He's still 7'9". I don't want no problems.
Yeah, he'll push
for real, he might push me. I could die from that. I'm round. You push me on a hill, brother. You might not get me back. Now, anyway, what was I saying? Mess me all up. Talk about the kids. He is going to lose the love of the people that support him most. Now, there's always going to be defenders, but you know this very specifically, and I like to say this because you know intimately. When I'm out on somebody, that's when it's over.
Yep.
Like other people hang on, but when I'm out, it's over because there's nothing more I can give to you when I defend somebody. And I used to love Ben Simmons, and I was like, Ben, okay. Then the next year, I'm like, I'm out. You're like, come on, you can't.
Yeah.
2 years later, I got this message saved. He was like, you know what? You're right. I'm out too now. I can't even.
I don't even say his name anymore.
It took Harry a whole extra year after you got out for Harry to get out. So I've been waiting ahead of the curve. So a lot of y'all, if you want to say something about me saying something about Joel Embiid, that's fine. But Joel is toast now. There's no more love for him to have. There's no way for him to get it back. He's never going to gain the credibility. They paid him that money so they could try and get this funky stadium built so they could have a circus monkey at the attraction. And even that's not going to do any good. Paul George is, oh God, there's a clip, and I wish I saved it. If you're following me on Instagram or TikTok, it's Black Gritty on both. I will post a video again. It's Lou Williams where he's like, I've never met a person who has the personality of what other people tell them that they are more than anybody else. He went on that stage on NBA, inside the NBA, and they said, I heard there's room you're coming to Philly. He's like, I don't know. Next thing you know, he's going to Philly. Like, he is just an actor. He's a podcaster. Podcast P. I usually call him way off P because he's definitely not playoff P. But the other night he had a great night. Him and Maxey had 73 points. And I watched the game. And I'm like, oh, yeah, you beat the Charlotte Hornets again? Three of your 5 wins are against the Hornets.
Yeah.
And I'm supposed to clap it up or make a video or make content to celebrate your win and your 73-point duo. I don't care. I'm so apathetic towards the entire team. And knowing that Paul George disappears all the time. And again, if he's injured, I can't say about his injuries, but he's always injured, bro.
Right. You can't give a guy like him that big contract either because he's always injured. And the gamble's just not worth it because it's not good. Nobody gets healthier in their late 30s. You don't get healthier.
So why did they give him the money?
Daryl Morey painted himself into a corner with that plan to save all that money. And Once Harden switched up on him, then it all fell apart for Morey because Harden was his guy, his soulmate.
And Harden's playing every single game.
Yep.
And Harden's got the Harden system. And Harden's putting up numbers. Now, again, I didn't want Harden either, really, because Harden disappears in the postseason.
Yeah, you're not going to win with Harden. So.
No. But at least he's earning his check.
Yeah.
When they do the thing of Podcast P and they say he's got 17 podcasts and 11 games played, bro, that's a wild stat line for an adult. That's a wild stat line. Maybe cut back on the podcast, P.
Yeah, a little more in the gym.
Maybe cut back. I don't care if you go to the gym.
No, I'm just kidding.
Just cut back on the podcast. Like if you ain't working out, you can't play, baby. I get you, but let's not do the podcast.
Right. You don't think we can build around Maxey, right? I wish.
Oh, I forgot about McCain. We didn't even talk about McCain.
No, don't talk about it.
Oh, yeah, talk about McCain. So I would have preferred to build around Max. Oh God, it doesn't even matter. It doesn't even matter now.
That one hurt the most.
It doesn't even matter now. We're so screwed. It doesn't matter what we do. So just to touch on McCain's out for the year. He had a torn meniscus. Is that what it is?
Yeah, is it the year or is it like 6 to 8 weeks?
I don't know. If it's 6 to 8 weeks, great.
Yeah.
If it's 6 to 8 weeks, it doesn't matter because their training staff needs to be fired.
Well, that's
the Sixers have the
Could
worst
be 2 years
recovery programs of anyone in the league. Their training staff is absolute unmitigated garbage. My daughter gets in the car. And I was like, "What is wrong with you?" And she's like, "Jared McCain's out." She started cussing. She's like, "F that." I'm like, that. I was like, "You're all right?" She's like, "No, I'm pissed all the way off." I'm like, "Oh God." She's just like, right. He was the only reason watching the games. I'm like, "Yo." I didn't know she was watching the games because I haven't been watching the games. She does love Jared McCain. Like I say it all the time. She was following him since high school. He was a senior. She followed him to college, and now when he came here, she was just so happy he was on our team. And so she is upset. And I'm like, him and Maxey were the only joy that I had watching. Because at least Maxey in the playoffs, he still cared. When they lost, you could see it on his face, he cared. So, Jason, what am I supposed to be happy about with the 76ers?
We're back to hoping for lottery balls to bounce our way. That's where we are.
And we need a top 5 lottery pick. And you think the NBA is going to give it to us?
No, I know they won't. But that's where we are right now. We're hoping for Cooper Flag. Getting that first pick somehow.
I was going to say, even if we got top 5, we're not getting number 1.
I know.
They're definitely not giving us number 1. Shut up, Jason.
Man, I'm just trying.
That's a terrible try by you. Terrible job. All right, so that's enough on the Sixers. The Phillies. Jason, fix it. Dombrowski's not doing anything.
He's coveting those prospects. I'm telling you, those prospects better be Hall of Famers, all of them. It looks like no matter what they said, they've definitely been given a ceiling where they can spend, right? And they can't go over it. They definitely don't have the money to spend, it seems. So owner doesn't want to go over.
Not only do they not have the ceiling to spend, Jason, you're not married, but you got a lady at home. You're pretty much, locked up. Mm-hmm. So if she sends you out to buy a new couch and she gives you like $3,000 and you're like, "Hey, I got this couch for $3,000. Oh, cool. Where'd you get it from?" There was a guy on Facebook Marketplace. He said he paid $10,000 for it, yeah. But he's just trying to get rid of it because he's got a new couch coming in.
Yeah.
You're like, "Oh, that's a good deal." You get it in the house, it looks good. Then you sit on it, and by the third time you sit on it, you're falling through to the floor. You're like, what is going on? I don't know. It's a good couch. It's just worn out. All right, here's some money to go buy another couch. And you go get one more couch, and you had the same problem. Okay, now no more couches. No more. Nope. We are sitting on the floor until you understand what you've done wrong, Jason. You need to learn from your mistakes.
Yeah.
And that's how that works.
Trying to get me in trouble today, huh?
No. I just didn't want to put Kate or any of the ladies under the bus because when I said about women not knowing how to shop,
I'll take
Lord, they get upset. You know what I mean? We know the ladies don't know how to shop, but if you use them as an example, it's a huge problem.
Pretty good. I'm like, I looked at people sitting on that couch before and everybody loved it.
That's right.
It was like possible the best couch in the league.
Hey, look, I saw this couch in one of them sites. You know what I mean? It looks sturdy to me. It looks sturdy to me. Anyway, that's the situation there where I feel like I don't trust you, Dombrowski, to go spend my money right now. I wouldn't mind spending the money, but you don't seem to know how to guarantee me I'm getting what you think I'm spending my money on.
Right.
So I'm not spending anymore. And so we're in that situation where the team is regressing. Jason?
And now with all these contracts going out, Harper's definitely asking for that extension soon to get that money, that contract up near where it belongs.
And he doesn't deserve it. And I thank you for choosing me. Thank you for choosing me, Bryce Harper. I appreciate you and I love you to no end. I do. I appreciate everything you do. You don't deserve more money.
No.
You've cultivated a culture here. You've cultivated a bros hangout. You've got the manager that they seem to not want to get rid of. You are comfortable, bro. And your comfortability is giving me anxiety with my team. So as much as I love you, as much as I thank you, as much as you are one of the sexiest men in baseball, you're still the face of baseball. Okay. Juan Soto's got a beer belly. Okay. Ohtani doesn't speak the English so good. Nothing against it. It's just true. So for his country, he's killing it out there. Trout might as well be fishing. He don't care about baseball. He cares about sunshine
and his golf course.
Yes. And so Freddie Freeman,
maybe,
but he's ugly. I mean, I'm not, you know what I mean? I'm just saying.
Mookie Betts.
Okay. But Bryce, you still the face of baseball. You see how hard it was? We had to get through like 5 major dudes before we got to some competition for you, Bryce. So you, the sexy man of baseball, you don't deserve the money. And unless you do something that qualifies that, stay healthy, go on a nuclear run for 2 months where I forget anything and anything. At that point, I need you to get a boob job to where all I'm looking at is these new boobies. That's it. That's all you can do to get this money. Because everything else, you ain't cooking no more. You ain't rubbing my back like you used to. You ain't drawing me a bath in a long time. Bryce, baby, I don't know if you deserve an upgrade on your wedding ring, okay? Yeah. We got married. You got the ring. It is what it is. I know I said I'd upgrade it later. But look, baby, we ain't got the cash funding for all that right now. And you ain't been acting right.
We got to get you off those sites.
I'm not even lonely. I had a whole weekend with ladies. I was busy too. That's why I probably got women on my brain. It's not even like I'm sad right now about that part of my life, but I'm just trying to use those things that people can understand.
Oh yeah, they work
about how we feel because everybody been going through it and had it in their time period. But anyway, the Phillies got me sad, bro. The Phillies got me.
Every time a move gets made, you're like, is it the Phillies? Nope.
And oh god,
guys, I didn't even want. Like, I didn't want Cody Bellinger, who went to the Yankees today, but still, it's just like another name is gone. So apparently, by the way, his girlfriend his wife is Giancarlo Stanton's ex-girlfriend. So that's a little fun, little dynamic in that locker room.
That's cool. I like that.
It's a little weird,
a little spicy. See, I'm not the only one on the sites.
Yeah, but
So I'm gonna say one line, because it's in the title. And then we're going to just circle back to the Eagles and wrap this up. We are so close to like talking about the Flyers, like a lot. The Flyers are doing really well. They're not here, but the Flyers are just under the radar.
Yeah. We're trying to leave it there.
They're just living their lives. They're doing their best. And we're so proud of them, you know. Little Billy's out there playing coach pitch, and he knows what the bases are now. And he's got it moving, and pretty soon little Billy's gonna get off that. He's gonna start smacking them. I'm telling you. So we're warming up on the Flyers. We're still watching y'all. We just don't want to scare you. Because here in Philadelphia, we're really rough on teams. And the last thing you guys need is for us to like fall in love with you and then you disappoint us. Because then we'll bash you over the head with Joel Embiid.
You not want expectations from us.
You sure don't. You sure don't. So Flyers, just keep doing what you're doing, little guys. And just know that we love you. We love you. Now, Jalen Hurts is pretty. I don't know if anybody noticed this. Jalen Hurts is pretty. Foxworth came out and said that he's
pretty privileged.
Pretty privileged. And I will say he did come out with that New Jack City. I didn't call it New Jack City, but when they said New Jack City, I saw Training Day.
Okay.
Because he had that Nestle Crunch chain on. I was like, yo, when did Jalen? So Jalen was great. He's $250 million, $300, whatever it is. And when's the last time he wore a chunky chain like that?
They said he got that last year.
That's what
I
I'm
don't
saying.
remember it though.
So and Jalen has other chains. Like I've seen him wear chains that are his own chains. But it's so rare that he wears them. So it's like because everybody else got a chain. Everybody, you know what I mean? They always give it to the white boys in the locker room when they win. They just little chain on the white kid from Iowa. Oh, I got a chain on. Like it's like giving it to a kid.
Hey, Reed loves getting that chain.
Reed loves getting that chain. You know what I mean? Hey, Cooper, he loves putting that chain on. Like I said, it's just like putting the chain on a kid. They get so happy you give them some ice. Anyway,
I'm like, is this what cool feels like?
Right. So I say, Mom, I am bling blinging. We don't say that. Shut up. I'm bling blinging. Anyway, he came out with that Nestle Crunch ass, sparkly ass chain with the Kango on and hat to the back. And I was like, oh, look at Unc. Unc out here about to say something. Is this not what you wanted to see?
Are you not entertained?
Are you not entertained? It literally was Gladiator. He's like, oh, Gladiator 2's out. And then
he thought he was real cool with that one too, by the way.
Like this man said, he said every book hugging colloquialism you could ever think of. The grass is green where you water it.
Yeah.
The sun shines in the morning. It sets in the evening. If you don't get up, I do more before 6 a.m. than most people do in the whole day. I was like, are you a Marine? What is going? That's the Marine quote. You quote Marines. You ain't. What is Jalen? Shut up.
He said he went into villain mode.
Yeah, he just yeah. He's just Jalen just all the quotes. He threw it, yo. He had flashcards. He was just oh man.
That's why I was happy with his first little, is that what y'all wanted to see? At least it was like, you're like, oh, was that personality for a second? Not just pre-written, sayings that I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about, man.
No,
like,
man, my boy got a thesaurus. He is out there working it.
Told you, I feel like most of the times if you talk to Hurts one-on-one, you'd walk away and they'd be like, what'd you guys talk about? You'd be like, I don't know. Like he said a lot of stuff, but it was just a lot of bullshit. Like,
I want you to understand that when I move forward in time, the time doesn't move with me. The change happens when the win happens. And sometimes when you win, you have to understand the real change. Because if you don't see the forest for the trees, you might not understand that some people never had anything. And if you woke up hungry, you might want something to eat. But if you don't work for it, you ain't going to eat, okay? A penny saved is a penny earned. And if you ain't got a penny, then, brother, how you going to save it? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Birds by 6.
So you're like, so I can't sit here? I'm confused with your answer.
I'm like, Jalen, just tell me to shut the F up, okay? Say something big, do something to normal. So yeah, you're right. He did have a little bit of personality to start because he just be
better than that clip a couple weeks ago when Lane Johnson was like, "Are you having fun?" And he was like,
"No."
Like, you're like, "Oh, okay."
So just to pile on because we are the media and we like to do the. Water is wet. Is water wet? I don't know. Is water wet? You tell me. Is water wet? You saw the game. You saw the game. Is it wet? Yeah. Oh, it ain't? Okay. Then you don't know the game because you never played it, because you never felt it, because you don't know.
Water is the essence of moisture.
Hey, look. Be like, I'm about to just go get a quote book and just come on the show and just start quoting stuff. So we talked about the sideline, no drama thing. Jay Glazer came out with a report 2 hours ago. I guess I will play that. So cue that up, Jason, while I'm getting that together.
Oh, yeah. Jay Glazer came out with a report that Dom DeSandro and Brandon Graham went to Jalen Hurts' house during the bye week, 10 weeks ago, and talked to him about how he needed to connect more with the team and be more personable, which I guess is another weird thing in Philly. But whatever, it worked because the team is just balling out now and Jalen has minimal personality.
So 10 weeks ago, that's
during the bye week, they said. So.
That seems terrible reporting on that because you waited 10 weeks to come out and say that I don't even know if that's real. I don't even know if that matters.
It's always these weird things like, oh, there was nothing to talk about this week, so cue up an old story.
Yeah, for real. How do I get, what am I doing?
I don't know.
I'm not in control of my own life. There we go. Ha ha!
Ha ha!
Huzzah!
Not playing the sound for people, apparently.
Okay, because again, I can't be trusted. So sorry for the audio listeners. At least the video people get to see something, and I'm so angry about this because Jason and I can hear it.
Yes. That's what always tricks us. We're sitting here like, this is so great.
All right, so let's try this again.
Well, I will tell you this. The drama was way bigger outside the building than inside the building. the first team meeting after Brandon Graham said what he said.
I don't know. How about now?
Jalen and AJ got up and they're like, man, we're good.
Still no audio.
Yeah. Anyways.
Okay, we tried.
So we did it.
Jay Glazer said a whole bunch of shit don't matter because it happened 10 weeks ago.
Yeah.
About Jalen Hurts being told by Dom that he needs to be more personable.
He said that the stuff last week that Brandon Graham thinks it's going to galvanize the team. Like, and you know, they're going to make a run now. Oh, now it's fixed. It's good.
Oh,
You fixed it.
Just so everybody here knows, we're fine. Dapped each other up like we're good. Then Brandon got up and he apologized for being a distraction. You know, Brandon's a great dude, and he just spoke out of turn there. But I was told about it, like, dude, people there are like, it's going to galvanize. It's just going to make us, trust me, when this stuff happens, it turns us more to, right, we get to fight the world. And that's what they are, man. Eagles football is bully football. You know, the way they get after you on defense, but certainly that offensive line, man, they just beat you down and beat you down and beat you down. The thing that nobody knows, and this is a credit to Jalen, is in the bye week, Brandon Graham actually with Big Dom went to his house and said, hey, man, we need you to kind of connect more with everybody here. Right? As a quarterback, you can kind of get lost in that. So much other stuff you got to do. And he went out of his way. He met with the offensive line, connected. He met with Sirianni like 3 times or several times. Connect with him. Connected with, like, he went out of his way with Graham, with everybody to connect with them more, saying, okay, I understand there's more to the quarterback position than me just sitting here with the game plan and, you know, making sure I can, you know, throw here and throw there. And they all credit him with doing a great job for it. And it's just not out there how good of a job he's done to connect with his teammates.
That sounds so weird to me hearing that from him.
You think he had like a questionnaire for everyone? Like, what are your 3 favorite foods?
So, like, all off season, we heard him and Nick weren't good. Him and Nick need to be better. Jalen Hurts needs to be a better leader. So even after all that, they still had to go to him again and be like, hey, dog, you're still not doing the things to be friends.
Right.
Like, can we play PlayStation together? Like you said, is there a questionnaire?
Right. Like,
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't care.
I have 2 random Eagles things to talk about if you want to, unless you want to end.
No. Go ahead. Go ahead.
One, Lane Johnson got credited with giving up 0 sacks against TJ Watt. And I don't know how they do that scoring because Lane Johnson did a great job against TJ Watt, but also a few times he got worked. And that just happens. TJ Watt's that good too, right? That was a great ass battle to watch the whole game. But for PFF to credit him with giving up 0 sacks, that's just, they don't give him Lane Johnson anymore, right?
I'm gonna tell you right now, Lane Johnson got worked.
Yeah, like
Lane Johnson got
like,
worked.
That's what I saw.
Lane Johnson got worked, and I love Lane. I love you, bro. You are the great. You are the top 2 linemen, 3 linemen in the league right now.
Yeah,
you got worked, and you had help. I know Kakateri ain't nothing blocking wise, but he was out there trying to help chip for you, and you still got worked. PFF.
That's crazy scoring, right?
Wow.
They blamed Hurts on the sacks.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm like, okay.
I don't care, but I'm just saying, visually, when I saw my own 2 eyes, he got worked.
Right, yeah.
Okay.
So, and last one is we need Britton Covey returning punts, not Cooper DeJean. I don't want Cooper getting hit like that, and I don't trust him back there either. So I'd rather have Britton Covey, who had a good year last year, returning punts than risk getting DeJean hurt because I need him out on defense more importantly.
Okay, now you just being a little soft ad, little punk ad, little mark ad, little buster.
That fumble was crazy.
That fumble was crazy. I mean, he can get hit on playing defense and get it.
I know.
Again, you can put Covey back there. I don't care. I'm just saying I'm not doing it because I'm being soft about it. But tell me you want Covey back there because Covey's been more explosive than he has been. Tell me because you want Covey because Covey's done a better job than he has. Don't tell me because you're worried about him getting hurt. He's young. He's active.
He just got off an injury last year doing the same stuff.
He's corn fed. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care about none of that. You go out there, you earn your spot. Yeah, I mean, you're a rookie. So yes, Covey is better at it. So I'll accept the Covey is better at it thing. Is there anything else we need to talk about? The Eagles are the greatest in the world. The Bills better hope that Josh Allen stays in bubble wrap and doesn't touch any kind of kryptonite. The Chiefs cheat. We don't believe in Minnesota. And we don't believe. Okay, so who's the scariest team? There you go. That's it. Now, chat. There's people in here commenting. Y'all got to be real quick. If you're the Philadelphia Eagles, who do you not want to see in the playoffs? Shut up, Jason. Who do you not want to see in the playoffs? Name one team in the NFC that you don't want to see in the playoffs.
That part. There's a quick internet poll, right?
Now y'all been running your
Everyone's
mouth all
super quiet.
night.
Yeah,
You've been
nothing.
running your mouth all night. I haven't read none of your comments, by the way, tonight. I mean, I ain't had time because it's me and Jason, and I've just been talking. But now y'all ain't got no answers from my
Everybody's
question.
happy to beat. Don't beat anybody.
That's
the right answer.
Richard Gazamaza. Kingslayer.
The Bucks. The Bucks.
Okay, the
yeah.
Bucks. All right. So, all right. Now the
Yeah.
comments that came in,
And everyone is right.
and everybody's right because that was the only correct answer.
Yeah.
So Jason is a nerd. He came up with some soliloquy on how in the standings that we're in and what might happen and when we get to the playoffs, the Eagles might draw the Tampa Bay Buccaneers
In the second round.
in the second round.
Right.
Oh, second round?
Yeah.
The Bucks ain't gonna make the second round.
Bucks are going to win that division. They'll be the 3 seed. Like,
They got to play somebody on the wild card, right?
Yeah.
They ain't gonna beat the wild card team.
oh, it's not a good team.
How do you know that?
Like, we'll see who it is.
The
If
wild
it's gonna
card team might be the
Washington.
Packers.
It'll be Washington, probably.
You
Be
think
the
so?
lowest wild card team. Yeah.
Does it go by record?
Yeah.
I guess it would be. All right.
4 or 5 would be
It'd be Tampa Bay.
Tampa Bay and it'd be the Rams and Green Bay.
Yeah.
Right now.
Okay. Either way, Tampa Bay's
Or
who we
no,
don't
yeah,
want to
whatever
see.
it is. Yeah.
Tampa Bay's who we don't want to see. Now again, this year we did not have our
We
wide
don't-
receivers.
We don't have any of the receivers.
Yeah,
that
we didn't
game.
have any receivers. But I will say this: if I, again, love Jalen Hurts here. Got to say it first. Love Jalen Hurts. Love. He's a sexy man. He's a sexy man. Love Jalen Hurts. But Todd Bowles got his number, and that's why you don't credit Nick Sirianni with the defense of his team. Because when you say Todd Bowles is not the defense coordinator. He is the head coach, but it's his defense. That's who you're afraid of. What does Nick? What does Nick do? Cheerlead and keep everybody together, I guess, and tell Jalen to go have lunch with AJ Brown. I don't know what he does, but he's my coach and he's winning. So yay, yippee. But we can't go see the Bucks. I'm scared of the Bucks.
Bucks would have to come here to be the only thing. We were in Tampa the last couple of times in the playoffs when we lost to them, so they would have to come here. That's a big difference.
And we've got historically we don't like the Bucks.
Yep.
So that would be the team. They talk about don't sleep on Green Bay. John Peace, we talked about that. We don't believe in love. We believe love hurts. And we got the hurts part of the love. So we're not Black Gritty from WIP. I mean, I would be from WIP to give me a check.
Yeah.
But I'll be on there sometime. I'll be calling less and less lately. At least they allow me to take my call still, Jason. They still take my call.
Oh, that's good.
Who's thinking about seems like take a look at my game face? You know what? I actually have permission from the owner of that song, but his little music label, I guess they bought his record, and now I'm getting cease and desist for my theme song. We've been using this theme song for years, Jason.
Oh no.
And I'm starting to get tagged on Facebook for it. It's Ultra Beast. My boy Four Eyes is the guy rapping on that, John. But man, they starting to irk me. I gotta hit him back up. I mean they just want royalties on the thing. They didn't take it down, but still, I got explicit direct permission on that. So I might have to go out and get my own theme song. All Black Gritty in the streets. All Black Gritty in the streets. Black Gritty got a job. Bam, bam. I don't know. Maybe I probably get sued for that too. Actually, that's what
I can't think of any song that reminded me of.
Yeah, right. So
Nope, didn't sound like anything.
I've never heard of it. All Black Gritty in the streets. Black Gritty got a home. Black Gritty got a ball. Bam, lamb. Okay, so we are going to roll out. Oh, surprise thing! I didn't tell Jason. I'll just tell you guys why you're here because there's just a few select of us here tonight. I think coming up soon, since I have no life, I'm going to start doing gritty nights 3 to 4 nights a week. I'm going to be like Shannon Sharp and Nightcap. And depending on the night, I'm going to have different guests on because I don't like Jason that much. So I'm going to keep Jason on Tuesdays, but I'm looking to get somebody in on a Monday, get somebody in on a Thursday. And then I'm going to might do a pre-tape thing for a Friday. And so Gritty Nights is going to be out here in these streets more often than not. You will have to suffer with us. But again, you could subscribe on the YouTube, do that, or go to blackgritty.com and you can get us on the Spotify, the iTunes, anywhere that you listen to podcasts from weird people on the internet. You could do that. And then I'll be Black Gritty from your Spotify, your iTunes, instead of Black Gritty from the radio. Because again, they don't pay me for that. I mean, I don't get paid for this. I'm paying Jason either. But again, go to blackgritty.com.
Oh, do the ad reads. Speaking of being paid.
Oh, speaking of being paid. I don't see. This is why I don't do anything anymore.
Oh, you know.
So if you're listening, just go to teamcalendar.com. If you're watching this, go to teamcalendar.com. If you like sports, you go there. Funny thing about this is it's free. You want to know when a game's coming up? You want to know what the team schedule is? You click the button of the teams you like. They put the entire schedule on your phone or in your calendar, and then you have it. So no more asking your friends, oh, what time do the Eagles play on Saturday? Hey, what time does the Flyers game start tomorrow night? You got it right there on your phone, right in the calendar, and it's free. You don't have to give an email. You don't have to give your name. You don't have to do a damn thing but click the buttons of your favorite teams. Go to teamcalendars.com and you could be in the know on the schedule. And when I see you in person and I ask, look at your calendar, and you don't have all the teams lined up in there, I might smack you in the face. Now, mind you, this is a preemptive strike, so I can't be sued for striking you because I told you what I was going to do when I saw you and checked your phone. You not doing it is a breach of contract per se. I'm just saying, I'm not a lawyer. I just said it out there. Fine print. You heard me. Anywho, teamcalendar.com. Make yourself useful. And yeah, blackgritty.com. Go check it out. Do the things you're supposed to do. Jason, you want to say anything before we leave?
No, man. Keep sharing the show. People start to listen and people know who we are. It's a little bit weird for me, but you know, let's keep doing this shit.
Yeah. And Kate, congratulations. Congratulations with your little Buffalo Bills Mafia. Thanks for having.
You have to have her on instead of me one of the days.
I don't know if I can bring Kate on here. If I bring Kate on and everyone's gonna be like, oh, bring Kate back, and then I gotta keep bringing Kate back, then you're off.
That happens everywhere.
I mean, I'm just saying, I know what happens when you bring the ladies out. You know what I mean? You are gonna disappear. You're gonna be home watching the dog. Anywho, have a great night, guys. Love you. Thank you. Bye.
Take a look in my camera.